First Contact, Humanity's Unexpected Encounter. The vast emptiness of space stretched out before Captain Sarah Chen as she gazed through the viewport of the ISS horizon. Humanity's first interstellar vessel glided silently through the cosmic void, its revolutionary antimatter drive propelling it towards the nearby star system of Epsilon Eridani. After centuries of dreaming and decades of preparation, mankind was finally reaching beyond its solar system. Sarah's reverie was interrupted by a sharp beep from the ship's long-range sensors. She frowned, turning to her science officer, Dr. Amit Patel. "What have we got, Amit?" The Indian astrophysicist's fingers danced across his holographic interface. "Unknown object, Captain. It's big, and it's changing course, heading straight for us." Sarah's heart raced. This was it, the moment humanity had speculated about for centuries. "First contact," she whispered. Louder, she ordered, "All hands to stations. Initiate first contact protocols." As the crew scrambled to their positions, the object grew larger on their screens. It was clearly artificial, a massive vessel easily dwarfing the horizon. Its sleek, silver hull gleamed in the starlight, adorned with strange, swirling patterns that seemed to shift and change as they watched. "They're hailing us," Communications Officer Lu Wei announced, his voice trembling with a mix of fear and excitement. Sarah took a deep breath, straightening her uniform. On screen, the main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that would forever change humanity's understanding of the universe. The alien was vaguely humanoid, with iridescent, scale-like skin, and large, multifaceted eyes. Tendrils that might have been hair or sensory organs waved gently around its head. "Greetings, humans of Earth," the alien spoke, its words somehow translated into perfect English. "I am Ambassador Zix Era of the Galactic Confederation. We have been watching your species for some time, and we believe you are ready to join the greater community of spacefaring civilizations." Sarah's military training kicked in, allowing her to maintain her composure despite the shock. "Ambassador Zix Era, I am Captain Sarah Chen of the ISS Horizon. On behalf of humanity, we are honored to make your acquaintance." The alien's tendrils rippled in what might have been amusement. "The honor is ours, Captain. Your species has shown remarkable resilience and ingenuity in your short history. We believe you have much to offer the Confederation." As the conversation continued, Sarah learned that the Galactic Confederation was a loose alliance of thousands of spacefaring species, spanning much of the Milky Way. They had been observing Earth for centuries, waiting for humanity to develop interstellar travel capabilities before making contact. "We have a policy of non-interference with pre-spaceflight civilizations," Zix Era explained. "But now that you have achieved this milestone, we invite you to join us. There is much to learn and much to explore." The next few hours were a whirlwind of information exchange. The crew of the Horizon struggled to process the vast amounts of knowledge the Confederation was willing to share, from advanced physics and medicine to the complex political landscape of the galaxy. As the initial shock wore off, Sarah began to notice something in the alien ambassador's demeanor. A hint of urgency, perhaps even worry. "Ambassador," she said carefully, "while we are grateful for this opportunity, I can't help but feel there's something you're not telling us. Why now? Why reach out to us at this precise moment?" Zixera's tendrils stilled, and its multifaceted eyes seemed to darken. "You are perceptive, Captain Chen. The truth is, the galaxy is not as peaceful as we might wish. There are threats. The Confederation believes that humanity's unique qualities may be crucial in the challenges to come." Sarah's mind raced. Humanity, crucial to galactic events. It seemed impossible. Yet the conviction in Zixera's voice was unmistakable. "What kind of threats?" she asked, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "There are forces in the galaxy that see younger races as a resource to be exploited, rather than equals to be welcomed," Zix Era explained. "The Zarkeli Empire, in particular, has been expanding aggressively. They enslave less advanced species, strip mine planets, and leave devastation in their wake. We fear they may soon set their sights on your region of space." The implications were staggering. Humanity, barely out of its own solar system, was about to be thrust onto a galactic stage fraught with danger. Yet Sarah felt a surge of determination. If her species could survive and thrive on Earth, overcoming countless obstacles and near-extinction events, surely they could rise to this challenge as well. "What would you have us do?" Sarah asked, her voice filled with resolve. Zixara's tendrils waved in what seemed to be approval. "For now, learn, adapt, prepare. We will provide you with technology and knowledge to accelerate your development. But it is your creativity, your adaptability, your indomitable spirit that may turn the tide." As the conversation continued deep into the ship's night, Sarah's mind whirled with the possibilities and dangers that lay ahead. Humanity had always looked to the stars with wonder and hope. Now, they would venture into that cosmic ocean, not just as explorers, but as potential saviors. The crew of the Horizon worked tirelessly over the next several days, absorbing as much information as they could from their new alien allies. They learned of faster-than-light travel, energy shields, and weapons capable of destroying entire planets. But more importantly, they learned of the rich tapestry of life that filled the galaxy. The thousands of species, each with their own unique cultures and contributions to the Confederation. As they prepared to return to Earth with their world-changing news, Sarah stood once more at the viewport, gazing at the stars. They no longer seemed cold and distant, but alive with possibility and fraught with danger. "We're ready for you out there," she whispered to the cosmos. "Whatever comes, humanity will face it head-on." With a flash of energy, the IS Horizon vanished into faster-than-light travel, carrying with it the seeds of a new era for mankind. The galaxy would soon learn that humanity, though young, was a force to be reckoned with. The age of Earth's isolation was over. The age of human ascendancy had begun. The galactic stage. Humans joined the interstellar community. The return of the ISS Horizon to Earth marked the beginning of a new era for humanity. The news of alien life and humanity's invitation to join the Galactic Confederation spread like wildfire across the globe. Initially met with disbelief, skepticism quickly gave way to awe and excitement as the evidence became irrefutable. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Earth's leading xenobiologist, stood before the United Nations General Assembly, her holographic presentation showcasing the wealth of information brought back by the Horizon. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment, "we stand at the threshold of a new chapter in human history. The galaxy is alive with intelligent life, and we have been invited to take our place among the stars." As Elena spoke, images of diverse alien species and fantastic worlds filled the chamber. Representatives from every nation watched in stunned silence as they began to grasp the enormity of what lay beyond Earth's atmosphere. "But with this invitation comes great responsibility," Elena continued, her tone growing serious. "We face challenges unlike any we've encountered before. The Galactic Confederation believes that humanity possesses unique qualities that may be crucial in facing these challenges. We must rise to the occasion." In the months that followed, Earth underwent a transformation unlike any in its history. Nations set aside old rivalries, recognizing the need for unity in the face of galactic politics. The newly formed Earth Unified Government, EUG, worked tirelessly to prepare humanity for its new role. Captain Sarah Chen, now Admiral Chen, stood on the bridge of the EUS Prometheus, Earth's first true warship built with Confederation technology. She watched as a fleet of similar vessels took shape in Earth's orbit, a testament to humanity's rapid technological advancement. "Admiral," her XO, Commander Jackson, called out, "We're receiving a transmission from Confederation High Command. They're requesting our presence at Centauri Prime for the official induction ceremony." Sarah nodded, a mix of pride and apprehension filling her chest. "Signal the fleet," It's time to show the galaxy what humanity can do. The journey to Centauri Prime, once an insurmountable distance, took mere hours with the new FTL drives. As the human fleet dropped out of hyperspace, they were greeted by a breathtaking sight. Thousands of alien vessels from across the Confederation had gathered to witness humanity's formal induction. On the surface of Centauri Prime, in a vast amphitheater carved from living crystal, representatives from Earth stood before the Galactic Council. Ambassador Zixara, now a familiar face to many humans, stepped forward. Esteemed members of the Council, I present to you the newest members of our Confederation, the humans of Earth, Zixara announced, tendrils waving in a gesture of respect. As Sarah watched from her place among the Earth delegation, she couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Humanity had come so far in such a short time, yet she knew this was just the beginning. The induction ceremony was a blur of alien protocols and rituals. Sarah found herself shaking hands, or appendages, with beings she could scarcely have imagined just a year ago. But amidst the celebration, she noticed undercurrents of tension. During a quiet moment, she approached Zixara. Ambassador, I can't help but feel there's more going on here than a simple welcoming ceremony. What aren't you telling us? Zixara's multifaceted eyes seemed to darken. You are perceptive as always, Admiral Chen. The truth is, the Zarkeli Empire has grown bolder in recent months. They've begun probing Confederation defenses, testing our resolve. Many on the Council believe conflict is inevitable. Sarah's mind raced. And where do we fit into this? Your species possesses a unique combination of traits: adaptability, creativity, and an indomitable spirit. These qualities may prove crucial in the coming conflict, but more than that, your very novelty may be an advantage. The Zarkeli have grown complacent, believing they've seen all that the galaxy has to offer. Humanity may be the wild card that changes the game. As Sarah digested this information, alarms suddenly blared throughout the amphitheater. A holographic display materialized in the center of the room, showing a massive fleet of ships dropping out of hyperspace at the edge of the system. Zarkeli warships, someone shouted. Panic began to spread through the assembled dignitaries. But Sarah's military training kicked in. She turned to Zixara, her voice calm but authoritative. Ambassador, I need to get back to my ship. The Prometheus and her fleet stand ready to assist in the defense of Centauri Prime. Zixara's tendrils waved in what Sarah had come to recognize as agreement. Go, Admiral. Show the Confederation what humanity is capable of. As Sarah raced back to her ship, her mind was already formulating strategies. The Zarkeli may have superior numbers and technology, but they had never faced humans in battle. It was time to show the galaxy that humanity was a force to be reckoned with. Aboard the Prometheus, Sarah took command. All ships, battle stations, form up in defensive formation Alpha. Let's show these Zarkeli what Earth can do. As the human fleet moved into position alongside their Confederation allies, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of irony. Humanity's first major act on the galactic stage would be to fight in a war. But then again, perhaps this was exactly why the Confederation had sought them out. The Zarkeli fleet loomed ever closer, their ships dark and menacing against the backdrop of space. Sarah took a deep breath, steeling herself for the battle to come. Whatever happened next would shape the future not just of humanity, but of the entire galaxy. All ships, prepare to engage, Sarah commanded, her voice steady. Let's make Earth proud. As the first salvos of energy weapons lit up the space around Centauri Prime, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning. Humanity had stepped onto the galactic stage, and there would be no going back. The stars had once seemed silent and empty. Now they echoed with the sound of battle, and humanity's voice would be heard loud and clear across the cosmos. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and humanity was ready to prove its worth. The Zarkeli, and indeed the entire Confederation, were about to learn that underestimating humans was a grave mistake. The battle for Centauri Prime had begun, and with it, A new chapter in galactic history. Rising tensions, conflict brews with the Zarkeli Empire. The Battle of Centauri Prime, as it came to be known, was humanity's baptism by fire in galactic warfare. Admiral Sarah Chin's innovative tactics and the unpredictable nature of human combat had caught the Zarkeli off guard, allowing the combined Confederation and Earth forces to repel the invasion. But it was only the beginning of a much larger conflict. In the months that followed, humanity found itself thrust into the center of galactic politics. The Prometheus and its sister ships became a common sight in skirmishes across Confederation space, often turning the tide in battles that seemed lost. Earth's factories worked around the clock, adapting Confederation technology to mass-produce weapons and ships at a pace that astounded their alien allies. Sarah stood in the war room of the newly constructed Terran Command, a massive space station orbiting Earth. Holograms flickered around her, showing the latest intelligence on Zarkeli movements. "They're pushing hard along the Orion Arm," she said, addressing the gathered military and political leaders. "If we don't stop them there, they'll have a clear path to Earth." President Amelia Curry, leader of the Earth Unified Government, leaned forward. "What are our options, Admiral?" Sarah manipulated the hologram, zooming in on a star system near the front lines. "We've identified a key Zarkeli supply depot here, in the Rigel system. If we can take it out, we'll cripple their ability to sustain a prolonged campaign." "It's deep in enemy territory," objected General Zhao, his weathered face creased with concern. "A frontal assault would be suicide." A sly smile crossed Sarah's face. Who said anything about a frontal assault? "I have something else in mind." Over the next week, Sarah worked closely with Earth's top scientists and engineers to modify a small, fast ship with experimental stealth technology. The plan was audacious. A small team would infiltrate the Rigel system, plant antimatter charges in the Zarkeli depot, and escape before detonation. As preparations neared completion, Sarah received an unexpected visitor. Ambassador Zix Era arrived on the station, its tendrils waving in agitation. "Admiral Chen," it began, "word of your plan has reached the Confederation Council. They're concerned." Sarah frowned. "Concerned? This could be our chance to turn the tide of the war." Zixera's multifaceted eyes seemed to dim. "It's not the plan itself that worries them. It's the weapon you intend to use. Antimatter bombs of that yield. They're considered too destructive, too unpredictable. Their use was banned by Confederation law centuries ago." Sarah felt a flash of anger. "With all due respect, Ambassador, we're fighting for our survival here. The Zarkeli certainly aren't playing by any rules." "I understand your position," Zixera said softly. "But you must understand ours. Many in the Confederation already fear humanity's rapid advancement and unpredictable nature. Using banned weapons will only fuel those fears." Sarah took a deep breath, considering her words carefully. "What if we didn't use the antimatter bombs? What if we found another way?" Zixera's tendrils perked up. "You have an alternative." A plan was already forming in Sarah's mind. "Maybe. But I'll need the Confederation's help to pull it off." Over the next few days, Sarah worked tirelessly with both human and alien engineers. They modified the plan, replacing the antimatter bombs with a sophisticated computer virus designed to overload the Zarkeli depot's systems from within. As the day of the mission dawned, Sarah stood in the launch bay of the Prometheus, addressing the small team that would undertake this crucial mission. "What you're about to do could change the course of this war," she said, her voice filled with determination. "You carry with you not just the hopes of Earth, but of the entire Confederation. Good luck, and Godspeed." As the stealth ship slipped away from the Prometheus, cloaked and silent, Sarah couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and apprehension. Humanity was about to prove itself once again on the galactic stage. The mission was a nail-biting affair. For hours, Terran Command waited in tense silence for news. Finally, a coded transmission came through. "Package delivered. Fireworks in 3, 2, 1. Across Confederation space, long-range sensors detected a massive explosion in the Rigel system. The Zarkeli supply depot had been completely destroyed, not by banned weapons, but by their own systems turned against them. The successful mission marked a turning point in the war. The Zarkeli, their supply lines in disarray, were forced to pull back from their aggressive push along the Orion Arm. More importantly, it cemented humanity's reputation within the Confederation as ingenious problem solvers and valuable allies. In the aftermath, Sarah found herself once again face to face with Zixera. The alien ambassador's tendrils waved in what she had come to recognize as approval. "You've done well, Admiral," Zixera said. "Your solution was unexpected, but effective. You've given the Confederation new hope." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Thank you, Ambassador. But this is far from over. The Zarkeli will regroup, and when they do, we need to be ready." Zixera's multifaceted eyes seemed to glimmer. "Indeed, and I believe the Confederation is beginning to see that we need humanity just as much as you need us." As Sarah looked out at the stars from the viewport of Terran Command, she knew that greater challenges lay ahead. The Zarkeli Empire would not take this defeat lightly. The galaxy was still a dangerous place, filled with threats both known and unknown. But for the first time since the war began, Sarah felt a genuine sense of hope. Humanity had proven its worth not just through strength of arms, but through ingenuity and adaptability. They had shown the galaxy that there was more than one way to win a war. As ships from a dozen alien races docked with Terran Command, bringing dignitaries eager to discuss closer cooperation with Earth, Sarah knew that a new chapter in galactic history was being written. And humanity, against all odds, was holding the pen. The stars no longer seemed cold and distant. They were alive with possibility, danger, and adventure, and humanity was ready to face whatever challenges they might bring. The Battle of Proxima Centauri. Humanity's ingenuity shines. The destruction of the Zarkeli supply depot in the Rigel system had bought the Confederation precious time, but the respite was short-lived. Within months, the Zarkeli Empire had regrouped, their forces now augmented with new, more powerful ships and weapons. Their next target, Proxima Centauri, humanity's first extrasolar colony and a crucial strategic location for both Earth and the Confederation. Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the EUS Prometheus, surveying the massive fleet assembled to defend Proxima Centauri. Ships from a dozen different species filled the viewport, a testament to the new alliances forged in the crucible of war. "Status report," Sarah commanded, her voice steady despite the tension hanging in the air. Her XO, Commander Jackson, responded promptly. "All ships report ready, Admiral. Proxima Centauri's planetary defenses are at full capacity. The civilian evacuation is complete." Sarah nodded, her mind racing through potential strategies. The combined Confederation fleet was formidable, but intelligence suggested that the approaching Zarkeli armada was even larger. They needed an edge, something unexpected. As if on cue, a transmission came through from Earth. Dr. Ilara Vance, head of Earth's Advanced Weapons Research Division, appeared on the main screen. "Admiral Chen," Dr. Vance began, her expression a mix of excitement and apprehension. "We've just completed testing on Project Chimera. It's ready for deployment." Sarah's eyebrows rose. Project Chimera was a closely guarded secret, a weapon system that combined human creativity with the most advanced Confederation technology. If it worked as intended, it could change the course of the war. "Understood, Doctor. Deploy immediately to Proxima Centauri. We'll need every advantage we can get." As the transmission ended, Sarah turned to address her crew and, by extension, the entire fleet. "The Zarkeli believe they have us outgunned and outmanned. They think they know what we're capable of. Today, we prove them wrong. Today, we show them the true strength of unity and innovation." The speech was broadcast across the fleet, translated into dozens of alien languages. A chorus of affirmative responses came back, a cacophony of different voices united in purpose. Hours later, long-range sensors detected the Zarkeli fleet dropping out of FTL at the edge of the system. The enemy armada was vast, easily outnumbering the defenders 2-1. All ships, battle formations. Sarah commanded. Prepare to engage on my mark. As the two fleets closed in on each other, the space around Proxima Centauri lit up with weapons fire. Energy beams and plasma torpedoes crisscrossed the void, while smaller fighter craft darted between the larger ships in deadly dogfights. Initially, the battle seemed evenly matched. The Confederation fleet's diverse ships and tactics kept the Zarkeli off balance, while the newly upgraded planetary defenses of Proxima Centauri provided crucial support. But as the hours wore on, the Zarkeli's superior numbers began to tell. Ship after ship in the Confederation fleet winked out of existence, overwhelmed by the relentless assault. "Admiral," Commander Jackson called out, his voice strained, "we can't hold them much longer. Our lines are breaking." Sarah gritted her teeth, watching as a Zarkeli dreadnought tore through a wing of Confederation cruisers. "Where's Project Chimera? We need it now." As if in answer to her plea, a new ship suddenly appeared in the heart of the battlefield. It was unlike anything either side had seen before, a sleek, almost organic-looking vessel that seemed to shimmer and shift as it moved. "This is Dr. Vance aboard the EUS Chimera," a familiar voice came over the comm. "Sorry we're late to the party, Admiral. Let's show these Zarkeli what we can do." What followed was a display of technological prowess that would be talked about for generations to come. The Chimera seemed to dance between enemy ships, its advanced shields shrugging off attacks that would have vaporized other vessels. But it was the ship's main weapon that truly turned the tide. A beam of coruscating energy lanced out from the Chimera, striking a Zarkeli battleship. Instead of exploding, the enemy vessel simply stopped. Its lights went dark. Its engines died, and it began to drift aimlessly in space. "Incredible," Sarah breathed. "What did you do to them?" "We call it the nullifier," Dr. Vance explained, a note of pride in her voice. "It doesn't destroy ships. It just shuts down all their systems. No loss of life, but they're completely out of the fight." Sarah's mind raced with the implications. A weapon that could disable but not destroy. It was exactly the kind of innovation that could win not just battles, but hearts and minds across the galaxy. "All ships," Sarah commanded, her voice filled with renewed vigor, "concentrate your fire on the targets the Chimera disables. Let's end this." The tide of battle shifted dramatically. The Chimera darted across the battlefield, systematically shutting down Zarkeli ships, while the rest of the fleet mopped up the defenseless vessels. Within hours, what had seemed like certain defeat had turned into a decisive victory. As the last Zarkeli ship either retreated or fell silent, a cheer went up across the Confederation fleet. They had done it. Proxima Centauri was saved, and with it, a crucial foothold for the forces of freedom in the galaxy. In the aftermath of the battle, as repair crews worked to salvage what they could from the disabled Zarkeli ships, Sarah received a transmission from Confederation High Command. Ambassador Zixera's familiar face appeared on the screen, its tendrils waving in what Sarah now recognized as excitement. "Admiral Chen," Zixera began, "what you and your people have accomplished today is nothing short of miraculous. The Chimera. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. You've not only won a crucial battle, but you've done so in a way that upholds the highest ideals of the Confederation." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Thank you, Ambassador. But this victory belongs to all of us, human, alien, and everything in between. It's proof of what we can accomplish when we work together." As the transmission ended, Sarah looked out at the starfield beyond her viewport. The Battle of Proxima Centauri had been won, but the war was far from over. Yet for the first time, she felt a genuine sense of hope. Humanity had brought something new to the galactic stage. Not just technology, but a fresh perspective, a willingness to think outside the box. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter as Sarah contemplated the future. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she knew that humanity, together with their new allies, would face them head-on. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was just beginning to make its mark. A new era, reshaping the galactic order. The victory at Proxima Centauri marked a turning point in the war against the Zarkeli Empire. News of the battle, and particularly of the Chimera's game-changing technology, spread rapidly across the Confederation and beyond. The once unstoppable Zarkeli war machine began to falter in the face of this new threat. In the months that followed, a series of decisive battles pushed the Zarkeli back to their own borders. The nullifier technology, rapidly adapted for use on other ships, allowed the Confederation to disable vast swaths of the Zarkeli fleet without the massive loss of life that had characterized earlier engagements. Admiral Sarah Chen found herself not just a military leader, but a symbol of hope for billions across the galaxy. As she stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, approaching the Zarkeli homeworld for what she hoped would be the final confrontation of the war, she reflected on how far humanity had come in such a short time. "Admiral," Commander Jackson called out, interrupting her thoughts, "we're receiving a transmission from the Zarkeli capital. They're requesting to open negotiations for surrender." A hush fell over the bridge. After years of brutal conflict, could it really be ending like this? Sarah straightened her uniform, her face a mask of calm determination. "Put them through." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the face of the Zarkeli Emperor. The alien ruler's reptilian features were creased with what Sarah interpreted as a mix of anger and resignation. "Admiral Chen," the Emperor began, his voice translated by the ship's computers, "your Confederation has proven more resilient than we anticipated, and your species in particular has demonstrated capabilities we did not foresee." Sarah nodded, keeping her expression neutral. "The galaxy is full of surprises, Your Majesty. Perhaps it's time we all learn to appreciate that diversity rather than fear it." The negotiations that followed were tense and complex, involving not just military concerns, but the reshaping of galactic politics. Sarah found herself working closely with diplomats from Earth and the Confederation, hammering out the terms of not just peace, but a new order for the galaxy. Weeks later, on a neutral space station orbiting a star at the border of Confederation and former Zarkeli space, representatives from across the galaxy gathered to sign the Galactic Concordat. It was more than just a peace treaty. It was a new constitution for interstellar cooperation. As Sarah watched the signing ceremony, standing beside Ambassador Zixera, she felt a profound sense of accomplishment, tinged with uncertainty about the future. "You seem troubled, Admiral," Zixera observed, its tendrils waving gently. Sarah sighed. "Not troubled, exactly. Just aware of the responsibility we all bear now. We've reshaped the galaxy. The question is, what do we do with it?" Zixera's multifaceted eyes seemed to twinkle. "That, my friend, is the question that all sentient beings must grapple with. But if there's one thing I've learned about humans, it's that you never shy away from a challenge." The ceremony concluded with a speech from the newly elected Galactic Council, a diverse body representing species from across known space. Their message was one of unity, progress, and hope for a future where the wonders of the cosmos could be explored peacefully. As the assembled dignitaries began to mingle, Sarah found herself approached by Dr. Ilara Vance, the architect of the Chimera project. "Admiral," Ilara began, her eyes shining with excitement, "I wanted to share something with you. We've been analyzing the Zarkeli technology we captured, combining it with what we learned from the Chimera. The possibilities are, well, they're beyond anything we've imagined." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "Go on." "We think we're on the verge of cracking practical faster-than-light communication. And not just that, there are hints of technology that could allow us to explore beyond the boundaries of our galaxy." The implications were staggering. FTL communication would transform the Confederation, allowing for instantaneous coordination across vast distances and extragalactic exploration. The thought was almost too big to comprehend. As Sarah pondered this, a commotion near the center of the room caught her attention. A group of young diplomats, human, Zarkeli, and several other species, were engaged in an animated discussion, gesticulating at a holographic display of the known galaxy. It seems the next generation is already planning the future, Zixari observed, moving to stand beside Sarah. Sarah watched the diverse group, their excitement palpable even from a distance. "You know," she said, a smile tugging at her lips, "I think the galaxy is in good hands." As the celebration continued around them, Sarah's gaze drifted to the viewport, where countless stars shimmered against the velvet backdrop of space. The galaxy it had once seemed so vast and threatening now felt full of promise. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not through conquest or subjugation, but through innovation, adaptability, and a willingness to reach out in friendship to those who were different. The challenges ahead were immense, but for the first time in galactic history, there was a sense that anything was possible. "So, Admiral," Zixari said, its voice tinged with curiosity, "what's next for you? For humanity?" Sarah's smile widened as she contemplated the infinite possibilities stretching out before them. "What's next? We explore. We learn. We grow. Together." As if in response to her words, a brilliant comet streaked across the star-filled vista, a fleeting reminder of the beauty and mystery that still awaited them all in the depths of space. The war was over. A new era of galactic cooperation and discovery had begun. And humanity, so recently emerged from its solitary cradle, was ready to help lead the way into an uncertain but thrilling future. The adventure, it seemed, was only just beginning.